Reese and Caitlin Clark, when they first got to the league, it was a quick rundown, y'all, for the new people, because when we post this later on, they need to see it. All right, so a quick rundown. So Caitlin Clark was doing this right here. Come on. Caitlin Clark was doing this right here to her trainer in the stands. That was a promo telling me. She was doing this to her trainer in the stands. It was a code, what they was talking about. So her and her trainer knew what was going on. Angel Reese and the LSU players, they thought she was doing like you can't see me thing. So Angel Reese did it back to her once Angel Reese, and once they started winning and they won the game, she was like putting in her face like we win the ring, all this kind of stuff. They got invited to the White House, but they also invited the losing team to the White House. We thought that was the first time, but when we looked it up, I think it was another team that went to the White House. So I don't think it's the first time a losing team has actually been to the White House. I think it's another team has been there too. But everybody was putting it as, oh, this is a race thing. The only reason why they invite them to the White House because she's a white girl, white team, all this kind of stuff. And Angel Reese felt some type of way. Fast forward, well, they played again the next year, and the next year, Caitlin Clark actually got the best of Angel Reese, and they put LSU out of the tournament, right? But Caitlin Clark still fell short. They didn't win the whole thing. She made it, but she didn't win it. So she ended the best player, or they saying the GOAT of college basketball, but she never won a championship. So I don't really understand how you can call somebody the GOAT, because let everybody say the reason why Michael Jordan is the GOAT because he won 3 championships back to back, twice, MVP every time. That's why he the GOAT, because he's the best when it comes to when he get to a championship game, he always closes. So
it's different in college though, because think about it. Both teams that she lost to, Caitlin, they was loaded with McDonald's All Americans. So think about it. Caitlin took her team deep in the playoffs into the finals, and she was probably the only McDonald's All American on the team.
I
See what I'm saying?
I mean I got you on that, but at the same time, when LeBron James took them Cleveland Cavaliers to the finals, they lost, right? And he was the only
Yeah,
All Star on the team. And people don't
yeah.
give LeBron no credit for that, right?
No, no, they give credit for that. That's why they label him in that category because of what he was able to do with
But
Cleveland.
but that
You see
also
what I'm
goes
saying?
against him because he made it to the championship and he didn't win too, right?
Nah, I'm gonna tell
Now
you. I
cause
think
because now cause what people say, every time Michael Jordan made it, Michael Jordan
uh,
won.
uh, tell you what it is.
Come on, promo. We just had this argument a while
A lot
ago,
of people
and
hold that against him.
you promo.
See
We
what I'm
just
saying?
had this argument a while ago, and you said LeBron ain't no finisher. Michael Jordan is a finisher. He a closer.
No, but LeBron's never been a finisher.
Exactly. So that's what you saying. He ain't over Michael Jordan.
No, 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 no. My whole thing is Jordan is undefeated in the finals. So how can he be better than Michael Jordan? That's the whole argument.
Okay, so that's what you're
Like he
saying.
can never surpass that that finals record. He can never do that because he done lost to the finals like several times. See what I'm saying?
Exactly. So since LeBron can't never be the greatest because he lost in the finals, if Caitlin Clark didn't make it to the finals one year, she got put out. She didn't. The other year she didn't make it. Her sophomore year and her senior year, she made it, but she lost. Like she ain't never even won. So how
It's
can y'all
different
label
in
her as
college,
the
bro.
greatest if she's never won?
It's different in college. I'm telling you, just like what's the guy name that played at Hawaii? The the number one quarterback in college football history. Look at how many yards he threw for in college.
But
See what I'm saying?
nobody, that dude name never pop up as the number one quarterback.
Exactly, but he got the record.
But
He had the record for the most passing yards in the history of college football.
yeah, but he got a record, but that don't mean he the GOAT. Nobody ain't calling him the GOAT. Nobody has never called that dude the GOAT. Right?
Right?
So just because she scored a lot of points, so that's on with Angel Reese. Just because she don't score a lot of points, that don't make her the GOAT.
No, that's not. It's not because of the points. It's see. This is. I. I'm gonna give you an example. Like the Heisman Trophy. This is why I feel the best player never wins the Heisman Trophy in college football because they always try to make the best player on the best team the best player in college football. But to me, the best player does more with less talent. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I got less talent and I'm taking my teams to the championship, I'm better than you because you got all. Like, think about it. Your team loaded with all these McDonald's All-Americans. Mine's not. But I'm taking my team there every year.
Okay, but this year, the person on the best team didn't win. Travis won.
I know, that's my argument.
I know. So,
that's what I'm saying.
So
that's what I'm saying. The best player don't always win.
I got you, but this year the best player did win.
Right.
And last year the best player won. And when Lamar Jackson won, the best player won.
And he wasn't on the best team. That's the argument. That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so some people win at Heisman, but they're not labeled as a GOAT. They were labeled as the best player for that year, not as the best college player of all time.
It depends on who you're talking to. Like a lot of the people in the Heisman room, because think about it, like Barry Sanders, he could easily win the Heisman every year in college football that he started. Thurman Thomas, Reggie Bush. I mean, look at what the boys did.
I got you, but you know who they say the best? But you know who they say the best running back in college was? They say Reggie Bush.
Yeah, but he only got one Heisman.
And he got a championship too.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the best player don't always win every year.
I got that, Promo, but when we talking about, all right, what conversation are you having? Because we ain't talking about just the best player. We talking about the GOAT.
What I'm saying is, you're saying she can't be the GOAT, but I'm saying, bro, in college basketball, think about all the teams she had to go up against: UConn, LSU, what's the other two teams? All them teams loaded with McDonald's All-Americans, bro.
I got you.
And she beat them. South Carolina.
No, but she didn't beat them all because she never won a championship.
No, but she made it to the finals. She made it to the Final Four.
All right, so like they said about LeBron. LeBron do not get credit for losing. That's what they said. You don't get credit for going because LeBron made it to 10 championships. Jordan only made it 6.
If that was true, then he wouldn't be in the GOAT category. But he is in the GOAT category, so that's not true.
No, but he's in the GOAT category because he's done everything else so good too. He don't score the most points. So if it go back to that, hold on the thing. Crowning him the king and the GOAT, they ain't the same thing. Like,
no, but he lived up to those expectations. Think about it. Harold Miner, they didn't crown him baby too. He didn't live up to the expectations.
I understand that, but they crowning her the GOAT, dog. The GOAT means you the best that ever did it, right?
No, but she's proven the point. Think about it.
No, she has not. Promo.
This is her second year in the WNBA, and she's already third all time in triple doubles, bro. In 2 seasons.
Okay.
She's third all time in triple doubles.
Okay, and Angel Reese done made it to 450 rebounds and points faster than anybody else too. So that means she the GOAT too?
Yes, she the GOAT. There's more than one GOAT category. Like Robin. Robin is the GOAT rebound. You see what I'm saying? There's more than one GOAT category. So
she gonna be the GOAT in double doubles, and Caitlin Clark gonna be the GOAT in triple double. That we do. We move the goalpost to the GOAT for the triple double.
No, we're not moving the goalpost. That's a fact. What you just said. Just look at the stats. Look at the and what they're doing the double doubles.
Promo. Let's get back to the conversation, dog. Cause you taking it somewhere different now. Like you taking it to.
No, we're saying the same thing.
No. Dog, no, you cannot. The greatest of all time mean you the one. The greatest of all time mean it's the greatest of all time. It can't be two greatest of all time.
Okay, so why they call Oscar Robertson the GOAT of the triple double, and they still call Michael Jordan the GOAT? If that's not true.
But no. Yes. When they cause Westcott done bypass. Hold on, man. Westcott done bypassed him 3 times.
No, he did.
Dog.
Bro, Oscar Robertson averaged a triple double for the whole season, dog.
And you don't know who else did that? Westbrook did that.
I don't think he did it for the whole season.
Yes, he did.
Every game.
Yeah, he done did it twice. And I think he did it 3 times, or I know he did it twice.
Bro, Oscar Robertson still got the record.
Dog. Westbrook broke his record. So that's what I'm saying. So hold on. By your logic now, Westbrook is the GOAT.
If he broke that record, the triple doubles, yeah, that's hard to do.
But like promo, I ain't never heard nobody talking about the GOAT of rebounds, the GOAT of 3-pointers.
Yes, they do. No, Robin, the GOAT of rebounding, greatest rebounder of all times.
No.
Rob, that's a stat, bro.
But he was also good at defense. He was also good at a lot of different stuff. But
yeah, but rebounding, he's the king. He's the GOAT. Name something that did better than Robin.
Like, dog, honestly, even though rebounding is important, I don't keep up with it like that. But let's get back to the story promo. So, all right, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, they played again the other night. They got into it the other day. They tried to have fun and be all love at the end of the season last year. Even though Caitlin Clark was taking a lot of lumps last year, they were trying to damp it up. They were trying to make everything be good. But last night it kind of got rough. It got rough. And let me find the screenshot.
I don't think it got rough, bro.
Well, it was a flagrant. It was a harsh foul. A harsh foul is rougher than a regular foul.
It wasn't that hard of a foul.
I mean, you can say it wasn't that hard or whatever, but it was still. Okay. She knocked it down. She knocked it down to the ground, and they called it. The referees called it a hard foul, right?
Right.
Okay. So we there. The referees called it a hard foul. I think it got was it a flagrant?
I think the only reason they call it a flagrant is because how she reacted when she jumped up. Keep the game under control. That's why they call it a flagrant.
And that could be true.
It wasn't no flagrant foul. She didn't hit it in the head. She didn't hit it in the face. She was making a play. It was a basketball play, and everybody agreed it was a basketball play. So why you call it a flagrant?
All right, now, but when her other teammates had to come get involved and they had to stop Angel Reese from getting into a fight and all this kind of stuff, and her teammates had to pull apart and all this kind of stuff, so it escalated to another level. If it wasn't such of a hard foul, all this other stuff would not have happened.
That's not true. Oh, okay, so think about it. When that girl body slammed Angel Reese, she didn't get up like that.
And now I got you. And her
teammates wasn't nowhere around.
Exactly. So all right. So let's get into why we doing this video. So RG3 said it's hate because when Angel Reese got slammed down right here, she didn't react the same way. She did not jump up and try to go chase that girl down and fight her. But let's be honest, when she got pulled down right here, her head hit that ground and she grabbed her head. She probably had a slight concussion. So most times when you get a concussion, you ain't jumping up and running around because you're trying to get your bearings straight.
True.
All right. So, but the thing about it, none of these girls helped Angel Reese right here. Nobody came to her aid.
And guess what else they did do? They didn't get a retaliation foul on one of the girl teammates.
Exactly, right? So, and last year, let's talk about the Caitlin Clark stuff. Last year, Caitlin Clark was getting hit hard a lot. Like right now, on this video, I'm showing when she got checked right when they got about to pass the ball to her from out of bounds.
Yep.
Her teammate ain't run up on her. Her teammate right there looking at it. Her teammate didn't run up on her. Angel Reese on the sideline clapping. She happy. Yep. Hey, sorry y'all for the blurry pictures. I couldn't find a better picture. But Angel Reese clapping. She happy because it's a hard foul. This is not sportsmanship. None of this is sportsmanship. And in the comments, we hate black women.
That's crazy.
Like,
did you show the other foul where Angel Reese hit in the head? That was harder than the foul when Caitlin Clark.
This right here. When Angel Reese hit Caitlin Clark in the head right here, she didn't hit none of the ball. She hit her in the head, all head.
And Caitlin Clark didn't get up chasing her like she was going to fight her.
Yeah, she just walked it off. It was a basketball play. She walked it off. But when Caitlin Clark hit Angel Reese, she actually got the ball. She actually knocked the ball out. And so she actually contacted the ball. So she wasn't just intent on straight hit Angel Reese. she hit the ball and she made sure she couldn't follow through with her arms. So,
But hey, but before that play, remember, Angel Reese pushed the girl in the back. Clark's teammate in the back. Now, what if that girl would have ran up on her for pushing in the back?
yeah.
That's why Caitlin Clark fouled her. Nobody talking about that though.
Yeah. So it could have got real ugly. I thought, well, I'm gonna say this. I'm just happy this year Caitlin Clark teammates are taking up for. Like Boston.
They got no choice. Because remember, the two girls that they just signed this year on free agency. Guess what they were on their other teams?
Where?
Enforcers. And when the girl signed with Indiana, she said, "Oh, there won't be no hard foul for Caitlin this year. They got to deal with me."
Now I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, so now Caitlin know they got her back, and you can see that energy that the team playing with.
But like with this whole thing, Boston was on the team last year. Boston didn't have that same kind of energy.
No,
now
I think it grew on her. She saw how valuable. Think about it. Caitlin Clark got triple double, so somebody get those assists. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. So
she beat Boston.
So I think Boston them had time to sit back and get out of their emotions and realize, we got somebody on our team that's actually getting us a ball. Yeah, she's scoring her points, but we still getting the ball too. So it's not like she's just taking all the shots. She giving us the ball. If we run the play right, we gonna get the ball. So she put us in a position where we could go to the playoffs last year. But year before last, we ain't make it to the playoffs. So hold on. We might have something here. Let us play together, gel together, and play as a team. And when you play as a team, you protect your teammates.
And I think that new head coach got a lot to do with that too. She had a conversation with them about protecting their teammates.
And then you remember promo when I said that coach was gonna get fired.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah. Yep. And so Sarah Swoops was like, she didn't see nothing wrong with the foul. Now this is a legend, y'all. She didn't see nothing wrong with the foul. She said what she didn't like how Boston went up to Angel Reese. She was like, she was always taught, you grab your player, you grab your teammate. But I see why Boston did what she did, because Angel Reese would get off the ground, come with a lot of steam. So, but Mitchell actually grabbed Caitlin Clark and pulled her out of the way, and Caitlin Clark just kept walking. She kept walking like to the middle of the court. So they was Angel Reese, her teammates weren't coming to grab her. So Boston had to do what she had to do to make sure that the MVP of their team don't get knocked upside the head.
Right.
Now, did you have any problems with Sarah Swoop said? Was she on spot on, or you think she went too far with it? Like,
no, I didn't have because it was a basketball play. That's what I'm saying. Like, I agree with everything she said. It was a basketball play. I didn't see nothing wrong with the foul. You're not gonna give up a layup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, she's a guard, and old girl's a power forward, so you gonna hit her kind of hard. She's gonna get an and-1. She's gonna follow through with it, and she's gonna get an and-1 if you don't knock the ball out of hand.
Exactly. Now they were going in on Angel Reese about that. They were like, man, you could just let her go. She was gonna miss it anyway. And a lot of people saying that's how she get her double because she misses so many shots and she get the offensive rebound or whatever.
So, but I want to give Angel Reese some credit though, because you can tell she worked on her game, because she was taking them to the hoop, crossover. I mean, she looked real good offensively this year.
Oh, see, I haven't seen it. I haven't, and that's why I'm gonna give them their props. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the games this year, but here we go again.
But hey, I'm gonna tell you where they screwed up at. They coach screwed up, bro, because they drafted. Remember the white girl that played on Angel Reese's team at LSU, and then she transferred with the TCU.
Yeah.
They drafted her, and she didn't even play until they started getting blown out. I'm like, so your number one draft pick is your second best player on the team, and she ain't even in the game? I didn't understand why she wasn't in the game, and guess what happened as soon as they put her in the game?
What?
She started getting buckets. Too late now. Y'all getting blown out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got
you. Why wasn't she starting, bro? Like, I don't get it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she ain't showing something in training camp or whatever. And like,
she's the real deal, bro.
But you don't know what.
That's what I want to tell you.
You don't know what happened during training camp promo. You talking about she the real deal. What if she was injured? What if you don't know what she had? She got there late. They had already been practicing. So because the season started right after the girls' basketball season.
Right. But hey, remember what they were saying last year? Trying to make it a race thing while everybody was watching Caitlyn. And remember Diana Taurasi and them was saying, "Oh, I take Paige Beckers over her anytime. Paige Beckers, blah 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 blah." Guess what happened?
What?
Paige Beckers, her first game, it wasn't no sellout like Caitlyn's. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When they were trying to push last year, everybody ain't pushing the meter with the ratings like Caitlyn is, so they can't say it's a white thing. None of the top draft picks that were white, they not selling out their games, bro. Like Caitlyn is.
Well, but see, that's what Angel Reese said. Angel Reese was like, it ain't just Caitlyn, it's me and Angel Reese. And that's why I gotta get Angel Reese her props. Because I haven't heard anything about the WNBA until this blow up right here. Yep. Now that this blow up done happened, now everybody talking about the WNBA right now. You got RG3, he putting his little bit in and saying what he had to say, and then you got Ryan Clark coming in and saying what he had to say, and somebody else, Dez Bryant, he come in on it. Like, so you got NFL guys coming on the WNBA now, but nobody, not that I know of, nobody want to talk about WNBA last week.
Right, but I think RG3, I think he shouldn't have said hate. I don't think Angel Reese hate her. It's just a competitive nature. You know what I mean?
Nah, I ain't gonna go with you on that. I'm gonna tell you why I understand what he was saying. And see, I think some people trying to take it on the racist thing.
Right, it's not racist.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people going to take it on the racist thing because of the White House.
That's what Ryan Clark did.
Yeah, and Ryan Clark, he put over there. I think Angel Reese. So a diva don't want to be second fiddle to nobody. So when she's doing what she's doing, won the championship, all that kind of stuff, and now Caitlin Clark fans got behind her, and he was kind of making Angel Reese look like, okay, you ain't that. But then Angel Reese fans got behind her, so the numbers started going up, all this kind of stuff. So now it's making the whole league better. Both of them are making the league better, not just Caitlin. Caitlin fans helped it, and then it made Angel Reese fans. And what's the other girl now? See, I don't even know her name. What's the best player in the WNBA? Asia Wilson, yeah. So Asia Wilson, like the year before that, she won MVP of the league, but she got like a quarter of the votes that Caitlin Clark got.
But remember what we was talking about, though. See, everybody thinks your talent can get you advertisements, promotions. Like, if you gotta be media friendly, media savvy. Like, they always interview with an attitude. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. You gotta promote your brand. You should love cameras in your face. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I don't think Asia Wilson's gonna never be the face of the league. Like, you gotta make yourself available and put yourself out there so everybody can, get to know you.
Yeah, kind of like how what Travis doing now and what Shador doing and Shiloh. Like Shiloh shook everybody's hand when he went in that press conference. Like if Travis going in there dancing and putting on for everybody, like they trying to make everybody say, look, man, I'm approachable. Y'all need to do something. Shador going to high schools, middle schools, or little elementary schools, talking to kids. Like they going the extra mile to say, look, we here for the city. If y'all need us, use us to do anything we got to do to help grow the brand. And
think about it. That's why I don't have a problem with what Angel Reese is doing. Angel Wilson should be taking notes. Get on your social media. Get on your, you know what I mean? Get out there.
Yeah.
She ain't doing that.
No.
Angel Reese making way more money off the court. Like all those girls that are complaining about the WNBA not making no money, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a bank in your hand, your phone, your camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's some real pretty girls in the WNBA. Use it, like Angel Reese doing.
Mm-hmm.
Take advantage of the moment that Caitlin Clark got all these eyes on the league. That fashion show when everybody coming in, red carpet in. Some of them girls be dressing fly, man.
Yeah, and see,
outfits on.
And
advantage of that.
And you know me, dog. I'm gonna always go off the track a little bit with it, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like I can't lie to y'all and make it sound fun to y'all. Like it's a lot of tall models that everybody like, oh, she a model. But when I looked at her, I'm like, all right, she tall, but she ain't that cute to me because she a model. Like she just, but a lot of them WNBA girls, they long and tall like models. So if they really wanted to model, they could do this stuff and work, and they could really do that. Like when them walking into the game, that should be a runway every week.
Oh yeah, think about it. NIL deal with a clothing brand.
Yeah, all of them should have NIL deal with clothing brand, and they're like that's just how you get like with Shador. We were talking about how Shador made some millions of dollars when he wasn't even playing football. He wasn't even playing football. He made millions of dollars off the court. Marshawn Lynch, a lot of these football players, Deion Sanders. I got a thing right now with Jerry Rice on an energy drink called GOAT Energy Drink with Jerry Rice on it. Jerry Rice ain't played football in years, but he's still making money off of what he did playing football because he's marketable.
Yes.
And so
you gotta make yourself marketable.
And that's what we be trying to say about all this stuff about these women. Like it ain't about just taking money for the NBA to pay their salaries. So they should. You got to learn how to bring up your own value. And Angel Reese has done that the best out of everybody from what I've seen off the court. Now, Caitlin Clark on the court and with her team, she's doing great. But off the court, Angel Reese was doing her thing. Now, I'm going to keep it funky. Like I said, I can't lie to y'all. Angel Reese, she was doing the sexy thing, making it look good, but then she started going too far. It started being more about the booty and less about the beauty. And she started wearing little shorts and stuff on Wild 'N Out and Megan, they kissing and what y'all doing? Like, what's going on now? Y'all grabbing each other. Like, you doing too much now because you still got little girls that's looking up to you.
Right. I think that's where they kind of losing the ball. Like, you're a role model whether you want to be one or not. Like, all these little girls, boom, you got the eyes on the WNBA right now. All these little girls want to be like you. You don't want the little girls like that wearing no booty shorts, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And see, and that's the thing, like how they don't win in on Shador so bad. Like they was just trying to make it sound Shador just an awful kid. But what has Shador really done? Like Shador ain't out doing nothing crazy for real.
Yep. He ain't getting arrested, no DUIs, and no drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
like just like LeBron, never been in trouble with the law. What's the problem?
Yeah. But like now, let's be fair with Shador. Coach Prime is kind of steering him out of harm's way. But Angel Reese mom played basketball too, so she know how stuff go. But this is a whole nother level that Angel Reese done took it to.
Right.
So
I think with her too, like with all the rookies, I think if the vets would have just embraced all of them rookies and took them under their wing, that would have been the better thing to do instead of hating them coming in because they making all this money.
But this is the thing.
Ain't got nothing to do with the WNBA. The money they bringing in ain't got nothing to do with what y'all making. Y'all in college.
But look, old girl ended up. You remember they could have got more money or they could fly private, and they chose to fly private. So yeah. So the money they're doing actually is helping they and benefiting them, and I think that's why some of these girls are kind of changed up and they looking and they saying like, hold on, let us protect Caitlin Clark. And I don't know how they feel about Angel Reese. I don't know. I think some girls like her black girl magic, black Barbie stuff, but I don't know how many people really embrace it. I don't know if they embrace her the same.
I think a lot of them are because like Angel Reese is connected to the hip hop industry. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And think about it. Music videos for the best connections.
Yeah.
With those producers. So she's opening up a lane for them too to make extra money on the side.
Now, and this is the thing that I want a lot of people to understand. Caitlin Clark could have said, forget the WNBA, and she could have went over to the Big Three and made $5 million.
Yep.
Now, she had that on the table. She still got her Nike deal. She could have just walked away from these girls. So when they was doing her the way they was doing her the first year, I was kind of mad. Like, man, hold on, bro. Like, why y'all, the person that showed y'all loyalty, now y'all trying to run her out the league? Like, what y'all doing? Y'all about to fumble the bag. And they did fumble the bag during the Olympics. They fumbled the bag. Like, they could have put their team on the national market if they if Angel Reese and they probably would have been they probably would have a better relationship now if both of them would have went to the Olympics and they went over there and played with each other. But
bro, they dropped the ball on that. They should have had all three of them.
Yeah, the girl from Texas.
With the Lakers, the tall white girl with the Lakers.
But I think they should have the girl from Texas. The
oh yeah, her too.
Yeah, I forgot that the African chick. She nice. She nice. But I'm gonna say this right here. Get on the Ryan Clark, and because this video is titled, I want to say I can't remember. Ryan Clark is the next Derrick Jackson. All right. So I've seen a few times when Derrick Jackson would go in on black men really hard. If they say anything like controversial or if they just voice their opinion about a woman, they'll go in on them really hard. And he'll start calling names, call them Dusties and F boys and all this kind of stuff. And I noticed Ryan Clark was doing the same thing.
Right.
He would go in on dudes and call men stupid. Like, y'all stupid. Men are stupid. And like when you say that, when you got a microphone in your face and you saying that, everybody hear that. You know, everybody hear that. Like the whole thing when it came up with when Floyd Mayweather's on the show, and I thought Ryan Clark brought it up, but from what I seen today, Floyd Mayweather kind of brought Diddy name up. I thought Ryan Clark asked him that, but I think they was asking him something about NBA YoungBoy and kind of like what him and his daughter was going through, and I think he kind of said something about Diddy and Cassidy and all that stuff, and he was like, that ain't necessarily none of my business because she making her own choices, right?
Right.
And Ryan Clark didn't like what Floyd Mayweather said, and he kind of challenged him on it, and he was like, my girl, I gotta protect my girls. And Floyd Mayweather was like, but you got a son?
Right.
And his son actually played for Notre Dame. I didn't know that. His son played for Notre Dame. And so like you got to protect your son too.
Right.
Like the young kids, girls and boys go through all kinds of stuff. That kid that played for the Chiefs that got attacked by his girl, she was cheating on him, pulled his hair out, called the police. Like they were ready to get him out the league. And she was lying the whole time. So like what Coach Prime was talking about, like I didn't know. I was making jokes about Coach Prime and Pilar when he ran off. Remember doing the senior day and all that kind of stuff. And when she was at the house doing the draft party, I was making jokes about that. But when I saw what Pilar really did to Coach Prime, I was like, dang, now I do feel sorry for him. Like she took him through she tried to double team him. She had a man in their house, like a lot of stuff. I'm like, wow, I didn't know all this, right? But nobody will charge up Pilar for doing Coach Prime wrong. Even the kids, nobody won't really charge him. Shiloh did that little one night thing about when he played that Must Be the Money song, and he would dance and he was like gold diggers, and he didn't look at his mama, but he was kind of like hinting like, this is what dad was talking about, mom, being gold diggers, you know. But for the most part, men are not protected out here, and Ryan Clark go really hard at black men, especially. He go really hard because I heard about a situation when it was a player up in Seattle, a big lineman that it had a black girl there, and he was in a relationship with a black girl, and he beat her up really bad. I ain't hear Ryan Clark speak on that. He beat her up, really, like put her in the hospital, beat her up. I never heard Ryan Clark, and that happened about 4 years ago. I ain't hear Ryan Clark say nothing about that. But when a black dude do something, or it's like how RG3 said about the hate, and what I'm gonna say, the reason why I understand what RG3 is saying about the hate. Do you remember last year after that press conference, Angel Reese was crying?
Yeah.
So she's crying because she got so much like pent up frustration and anger. So I ain't saying this hate like racist hate. I'm saying
it's competitive hate.
But I think it's but I think it's something different. I think she want to be the #1 diva. And she hate the fact that Caitlin Clark get more shine and get more love than her. So I think it's more jealousy than it is hate.
But it's nothing wrong with that, because think about it. Kobe and Shaq. Kobe wanted some of that sign too. He didn't like Shaq getting all the sign. he got him traded.
Yeah. Yeah. And, but
so that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
I mean,
it's just competitive spirit. You know what I'm saying?
But they came together for a long time and they won championships together. You know what I'm saying? It kind of boiled over at a point, but they both was able to do it for a while. Like they ain't never been able to be in the same room. Every time they been on the same court with each other, it turned into a whole, almost a circus.
Right. But look at this though. Now we know Scottie Pippen never liked Mike. So the same thing, like.
No, you can't say that. You can't say that, promo. Scottie Pippen. No, Scottie Pippen don't like Mike now because people don't give Scottie Pippen his props. And Michael Jordan's son dating Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, dog.
No, remember, Scottie Pippen took Horace Grant and two other former Bull players on a tour talking about all the dirty stuff Michael Jordan did.
Yeah, I mean it's coming out now. It's coming out now because he's seeing how Michael Jordan don't really hang out with him and don't like fool with him.
Never hang out with him.
But
because think about it, Michael Jordan gambled. They didn't gamble, so why they gonna hang out? Michael Jordan at the casino. He ain't hanging out with him.
I mean, I got that, but like if you look at it, Pippen had the time to sit back and think about everything because you had the Nike stuff behind Jordan. You had all this stuff pushing Michael Jordan. So, in your eyes, yeah, he is the best. Like he got all these scoring points and like scoring titles and all that kind of stuff, MVP. So that, but when he sat back and looked at it, if it weren't for me, Michael Jordan never got out of the first round without Scottie Pippen. So when he matured and had time to sit back and reflect on everything and what he did without Michael Jordan, he went farther in the playoffs without Michael Jordan than Michael Jordan went without Scottie Pippen. You can't disagree with that. It's facts on the paper.
Yes, I can. That's not facts.
Okay, when did Michael Jordan make it to a finals without Scottie Pippen? A semifinals or anything? Crickets.
Scottie Pippen wasn't hurt.
What you mean? What you talking about? Scottie Pippen wasn't hurt.
Scottie Pippen. If Scottie Pippen wasn't on that team, they still would have won championships without Scottie Pippen.
No, I'm saying when Scottie Pippen wasn't on the team. When Scottie Pippen was not, this ain't hard promo. When Scottie Pippen was not on the team, what did Michael Jordan do without Scottie Pippen?
They didn't have the same coach. They didn't have the same
I ain't care nothing about none of that. Y'all say he's the greatest of all time.
That's not good comparison, bro.
Dog. Scottie Pippen didn't have the same coach. All right, hold on. I'm gonna give you the same thing you just said about Michael Jordan. He didn't have the same players. He didn't have the same coach. Pippen went to two other teams, different players, different coach, and he still took the boys deeper to the playoffs.
Man, Pippen was on a loaded Portland team.
He still took the boys to the playoffs. So Michael Jordan went on a loaded Wizard team.
Wait. You saying Pippen took them to the playoffs? They had superstars on that team. It wasn't just Pippen.
All right. So when Michael Jordan went to the Wizards, he didn't have superstars on his team.
Man, come on now. The Wizards were the bottom of the league, bro. That's just like Prime going to Colorado.
Did he have superstars on his team? That's what we were asking.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He had Jerry Stackhouse on his team. Jerry Stackhouse was one of the leading scorers at the time, and he had Gilbert Arenas on his team. Dog, that's Michael Jordan, and that's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, Arenas wasn't on that team with Jordan.
Yes, he was. He talked about it.
That must have been towards the end of his career.
Yeah, it was towards the end of his career. He talked about it.
He had the bad knees.
Yeah.
He had the bad knees, but he no all-star. That's what I'm saying.
Dog.
He played with all-stars when he went to Portland. That's not a good comparison.
Look, he Michael Jordan. Y'all saying Michael Jordan so great, he need Pippen, right?
That was towards the end of his career, and he still averaged.
Well, before Pippen got on the Bulls, when Michael Jordan was in his prime, what did he do without Pippen?
Bro, he led the league in scoring.
I'm talking about in the playoffs promo. We talking about in the playoffs promo.
Bro, the team was trash.
So your answer is he did nothing in the playoffs, right?
Bro, he was on a bad team.
All right, but he the GOAT, right? You said Caitlin Clark was on the bad teams, and she still took her team to place to the playoffs and all that stuff, right? She took it to the championship. LeBron was on a sorry team. He took it to the championship, right? LeBron took his sorry team to the championship. Not his rookie year. It wasn't his rookie year. He went with his rookie year. But he made the playoffs his rookie year.
Exactly. Right. When they got another coach and got more players on that team, he went to the playoffs, just like the Bulls. They got a new coach and they got better players.
No, LeBron took a team to the playoffs, to the championship without no All-Stars on it. That's what we're saying. Michael Jordan couldn't do that.
He did have All-Stars. Bill Gossett was an All-Star.
Man, I don't know about them there.
Bill Gossett, 7-foot center, was All-Star.
Well, okay, Westcott was on that team. What's his name? Horace Grant. He was an All-Star.
Oh, what team?
Michael Jordan team. Before Pippen got there. Before Pippen got there, Horace Grant was on that team.
Pippen was not right away. Remember, Charles Oakley was on the team with the Bulls. Randy Myers.
But at the end of the day, Promo, he couldn't do what Caitlin Clark did. Caitlin Clark took her team to the championship, right? Caitlin Clark as a rookie, she took her team to the playoffs, right? Yeah, right.
She had an All-Star. She had 2 All-Stars on the team.
Boston ain't no darn All-Star.
Yes, she was. What? Bro, she got Rookie of the Year. What you talking about?
Last year won her rookie year.
No, she got Rookie of the Year the year before Caitlin Clark came.
I got you, but she didn't get it last. She wasn't no All-Star last year.
All-Star.
No, she wasn't. Because I talked about how, Promo, I know how you do Promo. Promo, you would just say stuff. I did a video talking about how their numbers was down, how Boston numbers was down, and the other girl, I forgot her name, number 1. Both of their numbers was down. I was like, dog, y'all was picked the number 1 and the number 2 pick. Y'all supposed to be helping Caitlin Clark. Y'all numbers down. I talked about that.
Bro, you ain't talking about Leah Boston's rookie year. You talking about when Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I'm talking about with Caitlin Clark on the team.
Exactly. They trying to learn how to play. They trying to jail.
Oh, but she supposed to be leaning on them. But Caitlin Clark.
Let me ask you a question. If me and you was on the team, let's say you was on the team before I got there, right?
Yeah.
You the number 1 option.
Yeah.
They draft me, I come in. Now they say, okay, now I'm the number 1 option. You used to be the number 1 option. You got to learn how to play with me now. I'm the number 1 option. I'm shooting all these shots. We got to learn how to play.
But you ain't shooting all these shots. You leading the team in triple doubles. No, you're not. You having 10 dimes a game, 17 dimes. She's distributing the ball. So it's not like she's just taking all these shots.
No, but it's different though. Remember all the turnovers? She also let the league in turnovers.
You know why she led the league in turnovers? And you know why she led the league in turnovers? Because they running hard. Because they were soaking. Now listen, dog. I did a video talking about it, Promo. They weren't running hard. They weren't getting into the offense fast because they didn't want Caitlin Clark to succeed. They was working against her instead of working with her.
No, you proved my point. They was trying to learn how to play together. Just like
they weren't trying to learn how to play together. They was not trying to work with her because they were soaking and they was mad because she was getting so much attention.
No, not her own teammates.
Yes, it was her own teammate. That's why when she was getting knocked down last year, her own teammates wasn't helping her up.
The only one.
You remember that?
The one they traded away.
You remember her own teammates weren't helping her up?
Yeah, her girlfriend played on the other team. Leah Boston's team.
Yeah, but that girl didn't play. She was started the season off hurt. So she didn't even start the beginning of the season because she was rehabbing. The one that they traded away, they had the girlfriend on the other team.
No, I know. I said that's the only one.
I know, but she didn't start the season. She didn't start the season off because she was hurt. They were doing Caitlin Clark wrong the whole season, bro.
No, they wasn't. I'm trying to tell you, dog. Like me, when I played, I like to push the ball up.
Chat.
Some guys had a problem playing with me because they more half-court. I like to push the ball. So if catching the ball and you ain't running with me and I throw a pass and they go out, I'm going to get a turnover if you're not used to running with me. They had to get used to running with her. Because I guarantee you, them girls thought, oh, she's going to be taking all the shots. No, they think she's going to shoot the ball, but she's actually passing the ball. And they're not ready for it. That happened a lot. She's driving to the basket and they think that she's shooting and she's actually looking for them.
Exactly, but they wasn't running. They wasn't finishing. Dog, it was two dudes did a breakdown, and I did a breakdown on it. How they wasn't running to the basket. They was just sitting around looking.
Because they trying to learn how.
Dog, that's elementary, dog. I know how to do that in the 8th grade. I know how to do that in the 8th grade.
Bro, I'm a point guard. I'm telling you, I know.
And I played big.
Certain guys on the floor with me, I have to play different.
Dog, and I played big, dog. And when somebody get ready to shoot, you break to the basket. When somebody drives to the hole, you break to the basket because you might get the rebound. So you always break into the basket regardless, unless you out here soaking and playing around, and now you ain't hustling hard.
It's different, man. I'm telling you. Like your point guard is like a quarterback. You got to know everybody on your team's strengths and weaknesses. I know what guys can cut to the basket, what guys shoot better, catch and shoot. Like you got to know all that. That's
true, but if your teammates ain't playing hard, and that's what was going on, promo, they just was not playing hard because they didn't want Caitlin Clark to succeed. They were soaking because she was getting so much attention last year. We talked about this. You even said this, promo. You even said this last year. Yes, you did, because you like her teammates weren't helping her when she was getting jumped on. They weren't defending her. You said that.
No, I said that, but I didn't say they was intentionally trying not to make her succeed. I never said that. I said like when they was fouling her hard and wasn't helping her up. Yeah, I jumped on her for that.
Yeah, so you think if they fouling her hard, they ain't helping her up, and they ain't stopping people from knocking her down, you think they actually running the play hard so she could get off? You think they actually setting the screens hard so she could get by the screens?
They said Aaliyah Boston was setting the screens.
No,
I've never seen a play where Aaliyah Boston was not playing hard.
All right, promo. Why did they fire the coach? Why did they fire the coach, promo?
I mean, that was gonna happen. Bro.
No, they fired the coach because she didn't have control of that team. She didn't have control of that team, so they fired that coach because she couldn't get them girls to jail with each other. That's why they got her out of there.
And that's why they supposed to fire her.
Okay, well, so that goes back to what I'm saying. These girls was not playing hard, so they could have had better numbers if they was playing hard, but they weren't playing hard. So at the end of the day, all these people got fouled hard. Michael Jordan got fouled hard. Larry Bird, back in the day, he was fighting with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was fighting with all. I mean, you got all these getting jet. He fighting against other white dudes. Like they was going at it back in the day, and people watched these games because it was exciting. People want to see these brawls and all this kind of stuff. And Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese is bringing this to the WNBA. I don't care what y'all say. They bring this to the WNBA, and it's exciting to watch. That is right here, and cause the video title about Ryan Clark being the next Derrick Jackson. Y'all remember Derrick Jackson? I say how he was going in on dudes, always calling men names, and he was just always siding with women, always siding with women, always siding with women. But then when you looked into his life, he was doing his own lady wrong. He was doing it wrong, and he got caught up cheating and all that kind of stuff. Now he want to go into the church and get to the Bible and all that kind of stuff. And like I didn't like how Ryan Clark was kind of playing the race card with RG3 and talking about how he dated a white girl and everything. With dude, you had a white girl. You dated a white girl. Your first kid come from a white girl.
He should have never attacked his family. His family had nothing to do with the comments.
Exactly. His family got nothing to do with what he talking about, what they got going on. And I'm like, now you bring that up. Now I like Ryan Clark's family. He got a blended family. They rock with each other. It's like I seen his first daughter and like a lot of their pictures and everything. So it's like they cool, like they got chemistry and everything. But at the end of the day, you didn't choose a sister first.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You chose another race first. But we don't kind of go at you because you did that. You was living your life. We don't bring up when you say stuff or bring this up. But you doing it to RG3. That ain't right, bro. That ain't right.
Right. Yeah, contradict himself. Like he been a hypocrite.
Yeah, he gotta be a hypocrite. I don't like that, man. Like,
but he shouldn't have never brought the man family into the conversation. RG3 doing his job, critique in the game.
Yeah.
Put voicing his opinion. It
Yep.
was his opinion. And you took a personal shot attacking this dude and his family. Like, shit, that ain't no room for that.
Yeah, big time, big time. So that, I'm like Ryan, like I rocked with Ryan. I rocked with Ryan Clark, and like I was a fan of him. He was undersized. He played hard. He like Palomalo got all the credit, but he was in there fighting and doing what he had to do for his Steelers team.
I'm glad you said that, bro, because there was an episode on ESPN, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Stephen A. Smith still was getting ready to talk about Belichick and his 21-year-old girlfriend. And Ryan Clark walked off. He said he had to walk off because he didn't want to talk bad about Bill Belichick.
Yeah, it's like, and she like he always wanted, like, if that girl like old men,
right?
Like, so we can't talk about, like, because if it's a young boy, if it's a young 20-something-year-old boy and he talking to an old woman that got a lot of money, they're gonna say, oh, he getting her money, he finna take advantage of her. That's what they're gonna say. But women do the same thing for dudes. Like, he kind of fault is always the man taking advantage of a woman, and that is not the case. Like women fought for equality. Yeah, is everything fair? Nah. But in this day and age, women got all kind of choices that our grandmas didn't have.
Oh yeah.
And like when they talk about the Cassie situation and all that stuff with P. Diddy, Cassie had three different boyfriends that we know of while she was dealing with Diddy. So if she had outs, she could have went with her dude. When Cassidy met Diddy, she was already partnered up with another producer.
Ryan List.
Yeah, and they came in to do a song together. And
guess what? He was like, what, about 30, 40? She was like 19, 18?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then she cheated on him with Diddy. She cheated on Diddy with, what's my man saying, on Day and Night? Kid Cudi. Now she cheated on him with her husband. So, and that's what Floyd Mayweather was saying. She made her choice. She's choosing to go back to Diddy. She ain't have to keep doing that.
Right, and see, that keys into a comment that somebody made in the chat about the athletes always want to date the black girls, right? Won't date black girls.
Yeah.
Something they were saying, and if these girls are choosing the bad boys, why are you going to criticize the black man if he goes a different route? But think about when we growing up in high school. All the pretty girls wanted dope boys.
Yep.
They wanted dope boys. So when we get, out of high school, go to college, get successful, and now we want to date outside the race, why is that an issue? You didn't want me before. What's that song, David Banner? What's that song you got? Now I'm hot, they all on me. Yeah,
that ain't David Banner. Mike Jones. But yeah. So hold on. Let me address a comment. And I get it. You saying that was her boss, but both of them were her bosses.
Yeah,
so she cheated on her boss with another boss. Like, you can always walk away. Like Will Smith's daughter, she supposed to did a song with she signed with Rock Nation. Guess what she said? I don't want to do it no more. And Will Smith was like, we done already committed to this. She said, I don't want to do it no more, Dad. And she quit. So you can quit any day of the week if you want to. Like, y'all making it seem like this woman wasn't getting paid. And I don't know the other girl name that was. What's the other girl that done left, done fled the country right now? No, there's another woman that was like Jado snuck that gun into the club, but it's another girl that she was paying. Miami girl, something Miami.
Oh yeah, little Miami.
Yeah, she was getting paid to go get strippers and stuff and bring them. And like a lot of times when this, and I'm gonna just tell y'all how I go, man. A lot of times with this sex trafficking and all this kind of stuff, it's not always men, because women are taught to be weary of men all the time. But when they use women to get these girls in, they have a guard down. So a lot of these women are going and doing the work for these men, and they'll take the money and go do something foul. But when it goes down, they want to blame the man for everything.
In clubs, you see everything. You see everything.
Yeah.
Like these girls are they really groupies like that. They really groupies like that, bro. And I don't understand it. I'm like, why can't you just be successful on your own? You know, find your own lane, find your own career instead of trying to get rich overnight by getting with a celebrity. Like, do it, whatever it takes. You know what I mean?
You're right. And but see, that's a lot of folks don't want to work. So, and that's the part of the conversation that's getting left out. Even going tying this back in with the WNBA. All right, playing basketball, you tired, you practice all that kind of stuff. To actually go out there and do promos and go out here and build relationships and shoot these commercials and all that kind of stuff and flying here and flying there, that take a lot of your energy. That take up your summertime, your summer break, and all that. So a lot of these women didn't want to do that. They just want to play ball.
Yeah.
So
think about it. Think about that. If you promo tours in the off season instead of going overseas, getting injured, you might make more money in the off season.
You're right.
You just work out and train.
But that's a different lane. That's a different way of thinking. And some people just they don't got. I just want to ball. I just want to ball. Forget all that other stuff. And so that's why when Angel Reese and old girl came to the league, it was different. Yep. And that's why they got a lot of the pushback because it's just like y'all throwing off what we doing, trying to be Barbies and all this kind of stuff, and we just hit a ball.
Yeah, Angel Reese making money. She's making money in all season. While y'all twiddling y'all thumbs, being angry, she getting paid. She's doing interviews. She's on Wild 'N Out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how many times you seen Angel Wilson on like Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, I don't think she do some of that stuff.
I have never seen her doing something like that.
Yeah. And like, see, some people have their shell. Some people, some people ain't comfortable with it. But that's why Coach Prime is making them guys do different classes and teach them how to be in front of the camera. And all the other coaches trying to bash Coach Prime for having cameras and stuff, but it's actually preparing these kids for the future. And man, we're gonna get into some more stuff later on this week. We're gonna talk about these kids going in and out of the league and how many first rounders that they thought was gonna be big in the league 6 years later, how half of them boys are gone right now. So we're gonna talk about all this stuff, man. And while all this stuff ties in, you gotta cash out as best you can. You can't just rely on playing ball. You gotta be real rounded. And it ain't just about your degree. It's about building relationships with a lot of people. But hey, y'all, I gotta get up out of here. I gotta go to work. Appreciate you, Promo, for rocking with me. And we will do this again, y'all. Y'all stay tuned.